UC Santa Cruz, it was not a dream. You really did come into San Antonio, Texas, and snapped the nation's longest winning streak at home. The Trinity Tigers had not lost at Calgar Gym since 2018. That is a full 4 years. But the Banana Slugs beat them right here in San Antonio. And I'm Brian Yanselson, excited to be joined for the first time by Reed Rosales. And Reed, it was a stunning match here last night, but the Banana Slugs were just too much for the Tigers.
Yeah, for the Tigers, it was just a lot of passing problems ultimately. But the Banana Slugs, they came in, they did what they had to do. Even though they made a lot of errors, they still got the victory. They're receiving votes in the latest poll, but I think next week we may see them in the top 25.
I think that's a pretty safe bet, and I think UC Santa Cruz would be upset if they weren't in the top 25. They certainly look like a team that deserves those votes last night, and they wake up this morning, a quick 11 a.m. turnaround, and they're ready to face another very talented squad, the Susquehanna Riverhawks out of Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. It's interesting that we have a team from Santa Cruz and a team from Pennsylvania meet right here in San Antonio, kind of in the middle, and that's exactly what we have on Tiger Network. We're excited to bring it to you as we've brought you all the action from this invitational, and it should be another good matchup for the Banana Slugs. It is the same starting lineup as last night: Kellyanne Green, Sinead Bopan, Emily Passian, Sydney Arendt, Samantha Taylor, Peyton Tazalar, and Audrey Gilbert. And for the Riverhawks, you see Faith Schaefer getting ready to serve. And here she goes to get us going. And the Banana Slugs go to the middle. A little disconnect there as they tried to reach Kellyanne Green. So the first point of the afternoon goes to Susquehanna.
Yeah, the first point always sets the tone for the match, Brian.
We'll see if it'll be a positive tone for the Riverhawks, who did not have the start they were looking for yesterday, as this ball is kept alive there by Green. Riverhawks get another shot at it, but a nice touch at the net will give the Banana Slugs an opportunity, and the tip attempt is no good. Tazalar trying to just get it over to the other side, and the Riverhawks take a 2-point lead. The Riverhawks losing yesterday in 5 sets to Nebraska Wesleyan, the other participant of this invitational. And look at that, an ace for Schaefer. So a 3-0 start for the Riverhawks, thanks to the senior from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and Susquehanna, this is a team with tournament experience in the NCAA. So the Banana Slugs, they need to be careful here because Susquehanna could run away with it.
They could. They're a tough team. As you mentioned, made the tournament a year ago all the way to the round of 16, the farthest that the Riverhawks have ever made it in their program history. So the Banana Slugs, after that big-time victory, are they ready to respond? The free ball coming for the Riverhawks, giving the Banana Slugs all sorts of trouble. Here comes a back row attack, and the red flag is down, meaning a point for Samantha Taylor. So UCSC on the board for the first time, and something we saw a whole lot of last night. Samantha Taylor, 16 kills to lead all scorers. And she leads the team on the year, so no surprise at all. And here comes an ace for UCSC to follow up the kill. So they try to creep back in early. Peyton Tazalar with the ace.
Maybe a sigh of relief. You never want to start the game on a 4-0 run for your opponent.
Will definitely be an interesting test for the Banana Slugs to see how they're able to respond to such a big victory. A shot from the middle is rejected. Cody Dillon was met at the net by Kellyanne Green, and she was joined from her right side compartment, Sydney Arendt. And so just like that, UCSC back within 1. Tough serve to work with. Here comes an outside attack from Ryan Rorals, but it is met, and here is Kellyanne Green with the kill. And things are all tied up at 4, so that great start for the Riverhawks disappearing quickly, with the Banana Slugs doing well to get back even.
Yeah, it was a good dig and a good setup for the attack for the Banana Slugs there.
So corresponding 4-0 runs. Can Susquehanna stop it? Yes, they can. A kill from Ryan Rorals, the sophomore from Frederick, Maryland. And the Riverhawks on top.
Heading it down that line, it's a difficult spot to get to.
Tight pass, but Bopan gets it, pushes it to Taylor, and Taylor tools it off the block.
It was a good setup by Susquehanna, but unfortunately the ball not bouncing the way they wanted it to.
Just such a powerful swing there by Taylor, the junior from Rancho Cucamonga. Led the team in kills last year, was the newcomer of the year. Sorry, leads the team in kills this year, did not lead the team last year. Right here, nearly a kill, but here comes Taylor again. Dug out by the libero. Jay Curry there at the net trying to dump it over. And this is an extended point now. Bopan goes to the right side. Another great dig by Jessica Sack. Down ball. There is Passian on the floor. Jay Curry, no one can get it on the floor. Finally, it is Emily Kowalski who gets the point for the Riverhawks, but a great battle there between these two squads.
Yeah, I think this is a good indication of the type of match we're going to get today.
Two teams who are highly motivated to get to the NCAA tournament. Point for the Banana Slugs there on the violation. But we talked about Susquehanna making it to the round of 16. They defeated Bowdoin, they defeated Maine Maritime, and just fell short to the host MIT, who ended up making it to the quarterfinals. And meanwhile, the Banana Slugs falling just short of the tournament, losing in their conference semifinals to Salisbury, even though they had an 18-3 record. But they certainly hope the win last night against Trinity will get them on a path to the NCAA playoffs. And that will help their case if they can do a little bit of that. An ace from Lauren Bliss, the setter, who came in to replace Bopan. The 6-2 offense that the Banana Slugs run was on full display yesterday.
It's always dangerous when you have a good setter that can also serve, Brian.
Definitely, and this is a 6-2 offense, much like the Trinity offense that Tiger fans are so used to seeing, meaning that there's two setters who come in and along with 6 hitters. Some teams, like the Riverhawks, who just had a service error from their setter, Kira Roach, run a 5-1 offense in which there's only one setter who plays most of the game, and that is exactly what Roach does. And that allows her to put up some pretty impressive numbers, which we'll definitely walk through as the game continues. Here, a big swing off the arm of Kowalski, but the Banana Slugs get an opportunity, and they get a point.
Maybe Susquehanna expecting a bit of a harder hit there. Not really expecting the soft hit into the center of the court.
Here comes the serve from Taylor. Results in a tough opportunity, won't get the best swing, but still a tough chance for Passian. Here comes a back row attack from Taylor, and it is too much to handle. Samantha Taylor already with a hot start.
And the Banana Slugs increase their lead to 3 points.
3 points and 3 kills for Taylor on just 4 swings. Nice dig, but what looked to be a double. The Riverhawks wanted it, and now they get it. So a delayed call, but they get it on the second try.
Yeah, volleyball, big momentum sport. You can't let the momentum swing too much in one direction.
Nice serve received by Taylor. Tight pass, but a kill nonetheless on the outside for Peyton Tazalar, the junior from Ontario, California.
Yeah, that's just pure power right there. No chance to get that one.
Jacare with the serve. Very tight pass, and it's going to be a double off the hands of Kira Roach. Referee saw that immediately. And the Banana Slugs up 4 in set number 1. Tight pass again, and it goes to the dump, but the Banana Slugs were ready. Tazalar with a big swing. And then in the middle, rejected was Gore. Might have been a touch at the net, but the referee says no, so Ryan Rorals' swing is out. And a 5-point lead now for the Banana Slugs, and a timeout on the way for head coach Kui'ipo Tom of Susquehanna. So our first timeout. Reed, what are your first impressions of this match?
Well, I just want to give some praise to Susquehanna. The low serve receive into the dump, that's hard to do. Right now, it seems like the Banana Slugs have inched out to a lead, as a slug would. But the Riverhawks, I think they're going to use this timeout. The biggest momentum killer in volleyball, a timeout, well placed. So I think once we get out of this timeout, Susquehanna will have some things figured out.
And really, a ton of credit needs to go to head coach Gabrielle Houston of UC Santa Cruz. It seemed like every time that she called a timeout last night, it resulted in an immediate swing towards her team, and at the very least a point in the immediate aftermath of the timeout. It was quite impressive.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, volleyball is a big momentum sport. If you let the momentum swing too far into the Banana Slugs' direction, well, they're just going to run away with it.
The Banana Slugs coming into San Antonio, beating Trinity, and they did it in impressive fashion. They didn't even need a fifth set. They took the first one, then looked like in the second set, okay, the Tigers were going to take care of business on their home court, but then UCSC just really came to play. They took sets 3 and 4 in pretty convincing fashion. Even though it was pretty tight throughout, they never gave up a big lead. They were able to hold on to it, and they pulled an impressive victory to improve to 15 and 4 on the year. And of those 4 losses, 2 of them to number 1 Claremont Mudscripts. And so nothing to slouch at, and these Banana Slugs have certainly put the volleyball world on notice with that win. They'll look to continue their hot streak, and that will help them out a little bit. Ashley Magley will get the point, and Ojekere is engineering a 4-0 run so far. The lead up to 14-8 for someone we didn't see a ton of yesterday, the sophomore from Fontana, California. But she is getting a run today. Red flag up on that one. Another point for Santa Cruz.
Yeah, that one looked a little close.
But an excellent look at the replay on Tiger Network did show that it was out. Ojekere using all of the floor. Tough chance for Roach. And then a great dig by the server. What a back row swing by Taylor to give the Riverhawks some trouble. And can they get it over? Yes, they can. Some miscommunication. Back row swing, but a point. 4 called on the Banana Slugs. I guess the official is saying that that initial collision saw 2 players touch it.
And the beautiful thing about volleyball is that play doesn't stop until the ball hits the ground. Susquehanna able to get it over, able to get that point.
Tough serve from the libero. It'll be a free ball for the Riverhawks. Can they take advantage? Roach pushes it to the outside, and they do get a kill. Ryan Rorals, once again, her second kill of the afternoon. Or morning still. Afternoon in Pennsylvania, but still morning.
Yeah, got to think of our time zones. We have people on Pacific time, we have people on Eastern time.
Very good point. Nobody knows what time it really is, but that time, it's time for a kill from Cody Dillon. And the Riverhawks trying to keep it close. Pull within 4, 15-11, the lead for the Banana Slugs. And a nice dig by Roach. Another opportunity for Susquehanna. Tight pass. And a joust at the net will be won by Cody Dillon. So Dillon making her presence felt here, the graduate student from Bear, Delaware. You see her going up and rejecting Kellyanne Green. And some great serving here from Lexi Calagonis.
And the Riverhawks, well, I was going to say that they were inching their way closer, but then the Banana Slugs did a great kill there.
They definitely have inched closer, though. They were down 7, and they're within 4. The Banana Slugs will turn to one of their 2 setters, Sinead Bopan. Bopan, the senior from San Francisco. We mentioned yesterday that only one Banana Slug is not from the state of California, but even looking closer, most of the Banana Slugs are from Southern California, but Bopan an exception, being from the northern part, and the official saying a touch at the net off of that one, so even though it was out, it'll be a point for the Riverhawks. A great look. Really tough to tell. Things moving so quickly. But a kill for Lively. And another point for Susquehanna. They are getting things done here, pulling within 2 now. And Schaefer, who started this match off behind the service line with 4 in a row, has gotten 2 in a row for her squad. Tazalar rejected. She'll get it again. Great save by Schaefer. Here comes Rorals, and Rorals puts it down. The Riverhawk faithful who made the trip down from Pennsylvania making some noise, and looks like a timeout coming for Gabrielle Houston. Susquehanna down by as many as 7. Now down just 1. Reed, this is some excellent volleyball we have so far.
Yeah, and Susquehanna, they are a fast-paced offense. You'll see Schaefer, she takes no time after the whistle to just start her serve. It's almost like her serve routine is just, well, let's send it over before the defense even gets ready.
So we'll take a quick break on Tiger Network, but don't go anywhere. It's a good one early on. Welcome back to Tiger Network, where the Riverhawks not backing down. Schaefer out of the timeout from UCSC. Can they tie things up? A swing blocked and kept alive. Here comes a swing from Rorals, and Rorals rejected by Tazalar and Green. So a good timeout. And as we noted, after the timeout from Houston, always results in a point for her Banana Slugs, and it does again.
That was a good setup for the block by the Banana Slugs. Good job reading the eyes of the hitter.
Serve from Tazalar forces a libero to go down and get it, and she cannot. Calagonis, too much to handle off of the serve from Tazalar.
Yeah, a patient server. You see, she doesn't go right when the whistle blows. She takes her time.
Jim goes dead quiet in those brief moments before the serve, and back row swing dug out by Passian. Schaefer now on the back row, gets it to Roach, Rorals, and Passian again, the libero doing her job. Here comes Tazalar, dug by Calagonis. And another long rally. Kellyanne Green says, let's finish it. Not quite, though. Roach tries the dump. Bopan tries the right side now, and that one will not be reached by Schaefer, so it ultimately is Arendt who finishes the rally. But a good back and forth by both teams, and Santa Cruz now up by 4 once again.
Yeah, we're just 1 set in, and it's already been a very entertaining game.
Exactly what we hoped for on Tiger Network. 2 storied programs going off. Rorals gets it right back. She'll get a swing, and she'll get a kill.
There you go, just what the doctor ordered for Susquehanna.
Susquehanna down by as many as 7 in this first set. They cut it to 1. Then the timeout from Coach Houston pulled it out to 4 once again. But can the Riverhawks respond? It'll be a response this time from Kellyanne Green out of the middle. Just a tip shot that lands on the hardwood. And UCSC, the first team to 20 points. Tight pass. Roach able to maintain it. Now Bopan goes right back to Arendt, and Arendt goes to her toolbox for the tool.
Yeah, it was a really, really hard hit there. May have bounced off our official down there.
Another timeout on the way from Kui Ipo Tom as he tries to salvage this first set. Coach Tom, very experienced head coach here for the Riverhawks. He is in his 19th season as head coach, the winningest head coach in program history with a record 416 wins, so he certainly knows what he's talking about. And he had a squad that went to the NCAA tournament last year, was oh so close to that quarterfinal read.
Yeah, very, very close. Of course, MIT would go on and lose to Juniata in the first round of that Elite Eight, but it was an impressive showing from Susquehanna, kind of upsetting Bowdoin College. I mean, it was a great year. It's one of the best years the program's ever had.
Absolutely, and the name Juniata might shake the Susquehanna fans at home because that is a name that they constantly see in their way. Both teams hailing from that landmark conference up in Pennsylvania. And Coach Tom telling me every year there are two goals for his team. One, make the NCAA tournament, and two, beat Juniata. It is that important to them to beat those Eagles from Juniata. And they were the last team to do it in conference play, but that was 3 years ago. That just goes to show how dominant Juniata can be up there.
Yeah, Juniata ranked number 3 in the nation right now, I believe. It's a good conference down there.
Yeah, and if Tiger fans are watching this neutral match, you'll recognize Juniata from the fact that the Tigers beat them earlier in the year here at home. Free ball could have been for the Banana Slugs. Instead, it's just a free point as the Riverhawks had to get it over. You see number 4 there, Emily Kowalski, just passing it over, but it was out. And so the Banana Slugs 3 points away from a set 1 win. Bopan goes to the middle, and O.J. Curray takes care of business. A great kill from the middle. And the timeout for Coach Tom not working in his favor so far, as the Banana Slugs now up to their largest lead of the day, 7. And make it 8.
It was just a little too much to handle for Susquehanna, sending that ball right back over the net.
Can Passien seal the deal? Not quite. So the Riverhawks get one more opportunity to keep things alive. And it'll be Cody Dillon.
Yeah, set point for the Banana Slugs.
And there it is. And who else but Samantha Taylor to get the winning point in set 1. She finishes the set where she is very used to being at the top of the scoreboard with 4 kills in just 1 set. She is joined by her teammates Kellyanne Green and Sydney Arendt, who had 3 apiece. And all in all, a very successful first set for the Banana Slugs of Santa Cruz. As the teams switch sides, we'll take a break on Tiger Network, but don't go anywhere. These teams are ready for more. Welcome back to Tiger Network, where we keep an eye on everything going on around the country. And Reed, you have an update for Susquehanna football fans?
Yeah, Susquehanna right now tied with Gettysburg College in the first quarter, about 3 minutes left, 7-7. It's going to be a close game there.
And the football team undefeated coming into today, is that correct?
Yep, they shared that conference with Johns Hopkins, and Johns Hopkins also undefeated. They're seemingly on a collision course for that championship and that automatic qualifier, which is oh so important in football.
Meanwhile, the Trinity Tiger football team, ranked 6th in the country, up in Memphis today. We'll keep an eye on how they're doing today for Tiger fans and for anybody who's interested. KC Banana Slugs and Riverhawks fans are interested in knowing. We had a crazy win last week. But back to the action here at Calgar Gym. It'll be Sinead Bopan serving after a 25-17 set 1 victory for the Banana Slugs. And if you got to take a look at those stats in the timeout, what stood out to us, the 0 hitting percentage for the Riverhawks, meaning the errors have canceled out the kills. But a good start there in the middle with a kill, Emily Kowalski. But against a team like Santa Cruz, if you're Susquehanna, you cannot give up free points. And they did a little bit in that first set.
Yeah, exactly. Teams like the Banana Slugs, they will take advantage of those errors.
They take advantage of a slide opportunity there for Kelly Ann Green, moving to the right side. And she ties it up at 1. But it was the problem that haunted the Riverhawks yesterday. In their loss to Nebraska Wesleyan, they had 33 attacking errors to Nebraska Wesleyan's 25. And then on the service line, they had 13 errors and an error there for UC Santa Cruz. But the Riverhawks had 13 service errors to Nebraska Wesleyan's 4. And so in a close 5-set match, those points really made all the difference in the end.
Yeah, it was a very close match against Wesleyan, who will not be playing today. They're off to Kerrville, a little invitational with Schreiner.
Yeah, very interesting situation with Nebraska Wesleyan just coming down to face Schreiner already, and so they took advantage, came to San Antonio, and faced a couple of very talented squads, getting a victory out of it against Susquehanna. And Susquehanna getting a point off of this missed swing from the right side that was just out for Arendt. And so they take a 3-1 lead to start things off. A back row swing and a back row kill for Peyton Tazalar.
Back and forth and back and forth. 2-3, an advantage of the Riverhawks.
If you tuned in a little bit late, you missed the fact that Susquehanna jumped out to a 4-0 lead. They were looking good. But then Coach Houston, utilizing her leadership skills, calling some timeouts in strategic places, and the Banana Slugs able to pull out with the win. And now a double going to be called, and palms to the face of Kellyanne Green. She knew it immediately, and she'll come out replaced by the libero, Passion.
That's always the worst feeling, knowing that you made the mistake. They're going to call it. Well, what are you going to do about it?
And the middle blocker, not typically one to set. So she was just going a little bit out of her comfort zone and couldn't quite get it. Here, something we're not used to seeing at all, a missed swing from Samantha Taylor. So the Riverhawks up 5-2. Calagonis with the tough serve. It'll be a set from the libero and just a free ball opportunity, but not going to take advantage of it initially are the Riverhawks. So now a free opportunity for Ojekere, but the flag is up and a point for Susquehanna.
Maybe a bit of deja vu. Susquehanna up to a 4-point lead.
Can they hold on this time, though? Calagonis would certainly love to be a part of it. Great pass and a great set, but a great block from Rorals and Dillon. You really can't ask for much better on the serve receive, but just the block being better. And also right into the net on that second look. So 7-2. Riverhawks ready for the dump, and they get a tool. Bree Livesey, the sophomore from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and the Riverhawks with some momentum here, forcing a timeout from Coach Houston. So not letting that first set get to their heads. They came out ready to go.
Yeah, it's a good timeout by Coach Houston. You're down by 6 on a 6-0 run, so you gotta cut the momentum off somewhere. And good job to Susquehanna for It was a sneak attack basically by the Banana Slugs, kind of pushing it over quicker than they expected, being able to get that point in the end. Speaks to their talent.
And if you're a Riverhawk fan, you might notice after a set of play, and you may have noticed it yesterday after 5 sets of play, that Susquehanna is without their best player statistically, and one of their leaders as a senior, Rosina Esposito, who leads the team in kills and ranks 41st in the entire nation with those 254 kills. She is not in San Antonio. She is at her brother's wedding. So congratulations to her and her family. But Susquehanna at the same time left without one of their most talented pieces, but they're here in San Antonio and they're fighting even without her.
Yeah, maybe they can see this as an opportunity of saying, hey, she's not the entire team. We're here, we're going to play, and we're going to play to win. And I think that's the most important thing that they can do.
Definitely, and even before telling me that she was going to be out, Coach Tom saying this is an extremely young team, really relying heavily on sophomores to play most of their rotations. You take away that experienced senior, and it's an even younger team, but they are showing up well early on today. That serve a little bit long for the libero Calagonis, so a free point for the Banana Slugs, and we'll see if their patented timeouts come through for them again. Kira Roach couldn't quite get to that one, so an ace for the Banana Slugs and 2 points in a row. After the timeout, it really is magic.
Yeah, one of the most important things is a good serve receive, and that one just a little too low for anyone to get a hang of.
Little long on that one, and it'll be a point for Susquehanna. But I think you make a great point, Reed, and diving into those stats yesterday, trying to find what Trinity did wrong in their loss, and the reality is it wasn't much. It was just the Banana Slugs playing extremely well. This time, though, an ace for Susquehanna, but back to yesterday, the Banana Slugs, one of the strongest points of their game was the serve. They made it extremely tough on that initial pass for Trinity, and it let them pull out the victory.
Well, maybe a sigh of relief for the Banana Slugs, getting out Schaefer out of the service line. 4 service aces on the day so far.
That is a wild number for set number 2. And these teams currently wanting to just play from behind the service line. It seems a couple of aces and a couple of airs handed back and forth. And Susquehanna finds themselves up 11-5 in set number 2. With Jessica Sack, the first year, in to serve. Tazalar right to the libero. Having to wait for it, and maybe waiting too long is Kowalski there on the outside. That ball hung in the air for a while, and her timing was off.
Yeah, trying to do a sharp spike, just couldn't get a right hit on it.
So here comes Passian. Deep serve. Roach able to set it well. Kowalski tries the tip, but she can't get it down. And then into the net is Tazalar, and maybe impacted from Roach and the graduate student coming out of the middle, Dylan. And the Riverhawks doubling up the Banana Slugs, 12-6. Nice touch there by Gore on the block. Again, Gore and Roach. Third time, not going to be the charm. Point for Susquehanna. And they take their largest lead of the afternoon, morning, or evening, whatever you want to call it, whatever time zone you're in. But it is a 7-point lead for the Riverhawks. Kellyanne Green cuts it down to 6 with that big swing out of the middle. And some substitutions on the way. The libero the setter Bopan in for Banana Slugs, and the libero Calagonis in for Susquehanna.
A bit of an opposite story from the first set. We see Susquehanna taking that big lead. Banana Slugs just trying to catch up.
Big time kill from Kellyanne Green, taking advantage of the overball and rocketing it down on the hardwood.
Who needs a set when the other team sets it for you?
Well said, Reed. And who needs a set when you can get an ace? Deficit now down to 4 for the Banana Slugs. They are marching back.
Man, making full use of those 8 seconds before the serve.
Still a point for the Riverhawks. So at least so far, able to keep the Banana Slugs at enough of a distance, not allowing those big runs quite yet like we saw in set number 1. Now Bopan has to chase it down a little bit, a back row attack. And then a front row attack from Tazalar, so she had to go back behind the line at first. Didn't work, so she just stepped a little forward to her typical position and made it happen. Roach will have a hard time and will have no time to get it. Samantha Taylor spiking it down, and a timeout for Coach Tom as the Banana Slugs, down by as many as 7, now down by just 3, will take a brief timeout on Tiger Network. We'll be right back. Out of the timeout, Peyton Tazalar will have the serve. Coach Tom and his Riverhawks utilizing every second of the timeout while the Banana Slugs were ready to go, ready to keep this momentum going. Susquehanna up 14-11 in set 2 after UCSC pulled out set 1.
Yeah, and Susquehanna was ahead by about 6 or 7, and the Banana Slugs have been crawling their way back.
Roach, a nice set in the middle. Gore tried the off speed, and it'll give a chance to the Banana Slugs, and they take full advantage. Tazalar just right in the middle of the court. A little bit surprised to see Gore go with the off speed and not power it home after that quick set from Roach. And so UCSC now within 2, and Tazalar again serving. Roach decides to go right, and it's the right choice. Kowalski with the kill.
Yeah, ball took a sharp bounce towards the net, off the blocker. No one from the Banana Slugs able to get it.
Emily Kyle into the game. First time we've said her name for Susquehanna. Nice dig by Calagonis. Roach, a quick set, but a double, a little too quick for the setter.
Here we go, the Banana Slugs within 2 now. If you're the Riverhawks, you almost can't let them crawl back from how far down they were.
Would definitely be a dagger, seemingly, if the Banana Slugs are able to come back and take this second set to go up 2-0. But still a ways to go. Calagonis on the floor. Gore this time goes with some speed, and she is met by Ojekere. Great look at this replay. Ojekere coming from the middle, and Taylor coming beside her to combine for the block. Now Kelly Ann Green, the only non-Californian on the squad, has a chance to tie things up. But she won't. Into the net with the serve, and the Riverhawks hanging on for the moment. Here comes Alexi Calagonis, the senior from York. Has played in all but 1 match this season. And a tough serve, but still results in a nice opportunity for Taylor. She is dug. Now Roach goes behind her back, and there is Taylor with the block. So when she can't get it done offensively, she still gets it done defensively. Taylor and Ojekere, a combo that is working in this second set.
It's been very impressive defense from the Banana Slugs, and they've needed it to get back to this point.
So another chance to tie it. Roach pushes it, and what a rocket there by Ryan Rorals.
Looked like a curveball into the visitor section on the other side of us.
Imagine the force it has to go off of the hands of Passian and all the way into the stands off the ricochet. Just crazy to think what these players are doing. Who will Roach go to? She'll go right back to Rorals. This time a little bit softer down the line. Taylor touched at the net, so Roach goes to her graduate student. Still can't get it done. Both teams playing great defense. Ojekere pushes it. Roach, Rorals. We'll keep going. Let's do it again. Rorals. Right to Passian. What a finish for the point. And what a battle for both teams.
One powerful kill answered by another powerful kill.
Ashley Magley, her first kill of the match. And it came at an opportune time. Again, within one. This time, it'll tie it up. Barely off the top of the tape, Samantha Taylor, and she breathes a sigh of relief as she goes to high-five her teammates. And all of a sudden, down by as many as 7, it is a tie ball game for just an instant. The Riverhawks back out in front off the service there.
I bet you're saying it went all according to plan.
It's a tight one. We'll see the Riverhawks right now playing more defensively. They came out aggressive, but you can kind of feel how they're trying to hang on. But look at that serve and that ace for Jessica Sack. That one barely got over the net, and everyone gave up on it, and it touched the line. Look at it here on the replay. Just no one giving it a shot, and the Riverhawks up 2. Here comes Tazalar, rejected by Cody Dillon, and the Riverhawks the first to 20.
Yeah, the Banana Slugs, maybe just a confusion in communication.
Another serve that touches the tape. Tazalar tries it again, and she'll get the point. Looks like the Riverhawks are going to be called in the net. So a tough break for them, but they are still up by 2 with the libero now going behind the service line for UCSC. But we are seeing some high-quality volleyball here in San Antonio. Roach pushes it all the way to the outside. Kowalski can't put it down. Tazalar, dug by Schaefer. Roach will try it again. Kowalski can't quite put it on the court. Free ball coming, though, for Susquehanna. Roach, the slide, and Dillon finishes it. 21-18 Susquehanna. You could see them faking the slide before in that rally, and then they finally go to it, and it works. Now Dillon back to serve. Momentum with the Riverhawks. Can they keep it? Great dig. Kowalski outside. Wow, that was a close one. Just out, says the official. But I thought that could have been a 4-point lead.
I did too. Maybe we'll see it on the replay here, but that seemed very, very close.
Here is the replay. Very tight call. Looks to be the right one made, but just a couple of inches could completely change this match, especially with the ace to follow it up from Bopan. So what could have been a 4-point lead for the Riverhawks now down to just 1. This crucial second set on the line. Soft serve. Roach. Kowalski. Dug by Passian. Banana Slugs chase it, and Taylor goes high in the air and can't get it over the net from the back row. So the Riverhawks need 3 more to pull it out.
Yeah, it was a great dig by the Banana Slugs. And if that ball would have went over the net, we may be looking at a tie game.
Taylor again from the back row. Not going to work until later. Initially, the dig from the libero, but the pass from Calagonis too tight in the net. And so give Taylor a kill and give the Banana Slugs a chance to tie things up. 22-21 Susquehanna. Roach goes to the right. Kowalski now on that side. Taylor rejected and gives an opportunity to Susquehanna. Passien diving on the floor. Dump. Look at this play from both teams. And a tool off the block for Bree Livesey.
An incredible rally there. And Susquehanna 2 points away from taking the set.
3 kills on the day for the sophomore, Livesey. And a timeout from Coach Houston. 23-21 Susquehanna. It's tight, Reed. It's a good one here.
Yeah, we may not see just 3 sets in this game. We could see 4, even 5, if this level of play keeps up.
UC Santa Cruz coming from Santa Cruz, California, right there off of Monterey Bay. And meanwhile, Susquehanna coming from Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. This is a matchup that is very unexpected. These teams have never faced each other, ever in their history. And, I mean, it makes sense. Just a quick Google search, and you'll find that these schools are separated by, just 2,800 miles. No biggie.
Just a road trip. Get the RV packed up.
It's wild to think about the travel that especially the Banana Slugs have to go through every year. We talked about it in last night's broadcast against Trinity, but the closest school to UC Santa Cruz is still over 5 hours away in Cal Lutheran. They are really isolated there up in Santa Cruz in the middle of the Redwood Forest. And so Coach Houston saying, we can't get a lot of teams to come play us, so we're going to go play them. They've only had 1 home game this year, Reed. 1 home game.
Oh, man. You got to think about one of our teams in the SCAC, Colorado College. They're also kind of on an island just by themselves. It's hard when you're one of those teams in D3.
Definitely, but the Road Warriors have definitely battled this year, and they're going to battle here. And after the timeout, they get a kill from Arendt. 22-23, the Banana Slugs trailing.
Again, another point for the Banana Slugs out of a timeout.
I wish we could keep exact track, and I know there is a way to go back and do it. We haven't done it yet, but I swear that every time after a timeout, Coach Houston has gotten a point. It is just crazy. But the Riverhawks saying, timeout or no timeout, we will fight back. Ryan Rorals with the kill. And the Riverhawks 1 point away. Calagonis with the serve. Taylor rejected by Dylan and Livesey. And Susquehanna takes set number 2 from the Banana Slugs.
Yeah, great block there for Susquehanna to send this one to at least 4 sets.
Tiger fans on Tiger Network used to us talking about the great block of the Trinity Tigers, but these Riverhawks, no slouches when it comes to the play at the net. They came into today 58th in the nation in total blocks with 124.5. They averaged nearly 2 a set, and so far today, they have 5 blocks and no bigger one than the one to close out that second set. And so UC Santa Cruz, you might have thought after defeating Trinity they'd be riding a high, keeping that momentum going, but Susquehanna saying not so fast. So we'll take a break on Tiger Network and be back for what is shaping up to be a great battle between 2 schools who have never faced each other before. Welcome back to Tiger Network, where Reed and I are up in the press box, but we can still hear the screams coming out of the huddle from Susquehanna. They are excited. They are enthused. Here we are. Hello, our new press box camera. Excited to have that and excited to have some more quality volleyball here on Tiger Network. Just thinking that Santa Cruz showed off what they are capable of last night, but maybe a little bit of a sugar crash for the Banana Slugs. And Susquehanna very much ready to go and giving them a fight. It's been a very tough year, Reed, for this Riverhawks team. They are 12-8, but they have faced some tough competition, and they're showing that they have the mettle to fight with the best here.
Yeah, and the important thing, if you're the Banana Slugs, you can't get complacent. It was a big win last night, but you still got a team to play tomorrow. You got a team to play next week. You always have to be focused on the end goal.
Absolutely, and for these Riverhawks, they've had a very difficult schedule. They have faced 8 teams who were either ranked or receiving votes in the top 25. One of their premier wins coming against number 24 Tufts, who made the quarterfinals of the NCAA playoffs a year ago. And so they know what it's like to face some difficult teams, and they have showed up this morning. Set number 3 starts with a kill from Kelly Ann Green.
And that Tufts team snapping a win streak at Johns Hopkins of home wins.
And, you know, it's very interesting how timelines kind of match up as we talk about Tufts, and we'll expand on that in a second. As this point continues, Bopan behind her to Arendt. Not able to be saved by Calagonis, but after last night's match, kind of revisiting history for Trinity, and last year Trinity lost to an unranked opponent, kind of out of nowhere, and caught people by surprise. At the time, it was Tufts. And people were like, how did Trinity lose to Tufts? Well, by the end of the year, people kind of understood how they lost to Tufts, because as you mentioned, they went on to beat Johns Hopkins, went on to the NCAA quarterfinals, the dark horse of the year, and the discussion here in CalGuard Gym is this Santa Cruz team could very well end up being a team like that is unranked most of the year, but as the season continues, could be that team that surprises a lot of people.
Yeah, and if they do make the tournament, it'll be interesting to see where they get sent, who they get paired with. Get paired with Claremont, that'd be a tough road.
Kill out of the middle for Kelly Ann Green puts Santa Cruz up 3-1. Would definitely be interesting. Never safe to say what the NCAA is thinking in terms of seeding, in terms of bracketing, in terms of regional. So probably better off not guessing. But I think Santa Cruz would be happy to not see Claremont in a regional, as would most teams, as Arendt gets a tool off the block here. But 2 of Santa Cruz's 4 losses this year are to Claremont Mudscript, so I don't think they want to face them until very deep into the playoffs if they had their way. Of course, Claremont also defeating Trinity earlier this year. Arendt from the right side, blocked, but they'll get another chance. Taylor over the double block, but out. Point for Susquehanna.
Yeah, trying to get that kill down the line. Just didn't have the accuracy for it.
Taylor, after 4 kills in the first set, held to just 1 in the second set. That serve flies out for Calagonis, and the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs up 5-2.
Yeah, the Banana Slugs, they played quality opponents like Springfield, Christopher Newport, who's in their conference, and who went to the tournament last year, got that automatic qualifier.
Kill over the block for Rorals. And it's shaping up to be another tight set early on. That second set, very much a story of the hitting waking up for the Riverhawks, and their service game just completely on point. They had 4 service aces, and much of them came from the person who just got it over there, Schaefer. Rocket dug by the Riverhawks, and I don't know how this point is still going, and it finally ends with a kill from number 20, Audrey Gilbert. But what a dig initially by Emily Kyle. We've only said her name twice now, But the senior from State College, Pennsylvania, took everything and more from Samantha Taylor.
The Banana Slugs out of the Coast to Coast Conference, and that conference is truly coast to coast. You've got UC Santa Cruz from California and Christopher Newport all the way in Virginia, Newport.
Yeah, it's a very misleading name because it's coast to coast, but Santa Cruz is the only team on the West Coast.
Well, they have to get the name somehow, right?
Very true. Nice kill out of the middle again for Gilbert. She had not done much in the first 2 sets, but she has 2 quick kills, her first of the match in this one. She leads the team with 29 blocks coming into this weekend. Little bit of a mistimed jump there. Gives the Banana Slugs an opportunity. Can they take advantage? No, they can't, because there on the block is Dylan Ann Kowalski. Dylan really playing well defensively today. She is up to 6 blocks.
Nobody really having a true advantage here so far. The Banana Slugs are up by 2, but that lead can easily be erased.
And getting their erasers out are the Riverhawks. Kowalski with the kill, and the lead down to 1 for UCSC. Dylan having to wait for the whistle. She wanted to go quickly. And a point for the Riverhawks. And it was funny to see the reaction for Kira Roach there. She thought she had the kill. Then she doubted herself a little bit. And then she looked back up to the referee and said, okay, I did get it. Another just missile from Taylor. This time too much to handle for Dylan. But even from the back row, the velocity that Taylor is able to get on these attacks is really a sight to behold.
And great hustle by Roach, trying to go around the net to try and get that ball.
Schaefer receives this from Bopan. Roach out to Kowalski, and Kowalski takes care of it. Kowalski ties Rorals now with a team-high 7 kills on the afternoon. And it is 8-all in set number 3. The Riverhawks riding the momentum from that set 2 win and make it an ace for Kira Roach.
That serve receive, too sharp of an angle. Just sends it right back over the net.
Susquehanna on top now, and another tough serve. Passian, though, able to get it, but a miscommunication. And interesting that there's no 4 touches called. Could have bet that they had it, but the Banana Slug still with an opportunity, and Taylor takes advantage. It seemed like that ball was on the Banana Slug side quite a while. Don't know how 4 touches didn't happen, but maybe we missed a touch at the net from Susquehanna there.
Yeah, and sometimes you get away with one. Just act natural, and you'll get that point.
Definitely didn't seem to be any complaints from the Riverhawks side, so maybe just things moving a little fast and we couldn't see it. Tazalar follows it up with an ace, and UCSC back on top by 1.
Yeah, trying to dive and get the platform under the ball there for the serve receive. Just not able to do it.
Well, long on the serve is Tazalar.
There you go. Eyes of the hawk, right? Able to see that ball going out.
And that's 8 service errors for UC Santa Cruz. Susquehanna with just 3. So a definite difference maker so far. Kellyanne Green sent right back at her. Roach, Kyle, and Livesey. But the Riverhawks will get it again. Rorals in the net looks to be the call, and it is. Tough opportunity there, though. Not much she could do.
You got to make the most of it. It's better to try and do something than do nothing.
Taylor too much sauce on it. The block was there, but it ended up all the way on the opposite side of the court for the Tool.
That just shows you the power that went into that attempted kill.
Arendt dug by Roach. Kyle sets it up for Rorals. Banana Slug scrambling, a collision, and a kill for the Riverhawks.
Just a lapse in communication there. Two Banana Slugs run into each other.
Too much again for Taylor. She wanted a touch. And the side judge might agree with her. She is coming to talk to the head official. And the head official now agrees. So Samantha Taylor felt the touch on the swing, and she was right. So instead of a tied ball game, it'll be a 2-point lead for the Banana Slugs.
Yeah, the gym went silent in suspense of that call.
It was rocking last night on a Friday night. Not quite as many people yet for this neutral match, but hoping for the Trinity match later. We will get some people in here. But the Riverhawks making all the noise they need on their own. Bree Livesey seemingly getting the biggest kills. She hasn't gotten a ton of them. That's just 3 now for her. But all of them have come at key moments for her squad. And now Schaefer, the master server, won't get more than just one because Taylor gets rid of her quickly.
Yeah, it's so important to get Schaefer off that service line if you're the Banana Slugs. 5 service aces on the day so far. It's a crazy number.
And that's after 4 yesterday against Nebraska Wesleyan. So she is a great, great weapon for the Riverhawks that the Banana Slugs have neutralized for this rotation. Roach, Dillon, and there is Schaefer with great coverage. Rorals on the opposite side. Passian chases it down. Free ball on the way for Susquehanna. Calagonis, Roach has to get it over on the second touch. Not what they wanted. But another chance with the dig, and Rorals will just get it back for her squad. Kyle, Rorals to Passian. Pumped over. Roach, can she get her offense back in system? A little better, but still nothing. Another great dig by Kyle. Rorals off speed and finally hits the floor. What a sequence for both teams, not willing to give up. And Rorals had about 4 or 5 swings, and it is finally that last one that ended up in a point.
Yeah, that was a great rally. One of the best rallies of the day so far.
And we've seen a few. Both teams really playing hard, playing with great effort. And that time, a kill from someone we didn't talk about last night or today so far, number 22, Drew Bryant, the first year from Alameda, California. And she has not played since October 1st against Salisbury. So Coach Houston wanting to go with something new, try something fresh. And Bryant, on her first swing, gets her first kill. And a little outside on that swing was Kowalski. And so Santa Cruz up 3 once again. And Coach Tom talking to his player Kowalski, seeing what was going on that attempt. Dump from Roach, and couldn't have done it any better.
Yeah, all the Banana Slugs could do was look at each other as the ball fell right in center court.
Rorals gets it down for the kill. And again, the deficit just 1, but if you keep a very close eye on number 15, Kira Roach, for the Riverhawks, her eyes just don't move when she's setting. She gives no tips absolutely at all for where she's going to go, and that's what allowed her to put the dump down. And there she helps combine for the block. And so she is doing a little bit of everything. Not often you see a setter in the front row. but she is taking over currently this tie game. And now the Riverhawks take the lead 17-16 in set number 3 as they have a 4-0 run with Dillon back to serve. Bliss to the middle. And the middle gets the kill. So tied up once again, back and forth. From Santa Cruz to Selinsgrove, you can feel the seesaw across the country here in San Antonio.
And winning this third set, very important, because if you lose the set, you have to win this one, and then you have to win the lightning round for the 5th set.
Roach to the middle. Gore with some power, but Passy unable to chase it down near the stands. Free ball opportunity. Roach back to Gore. And that time, Gore thought she had it, but she didn't. What an effort by the defense of Santa Cruz to get the point and the lead.
Heads up play there.
Passian with the one-handed save, and then another one-handed save by Kellyanne Green that ended up in a one-handed kill. Kowalski all the way to the roof of Calgar Gym. That one was headed for the third deck.
Yeah, we may have had that one escape the Bell Center at a certain angle.
Yeah, you don't see it on this angle, but from the other view, you can see that there's 3 tiers in Calgar Gym, and that one would have reached the third one had it not hit the roof. Banana Slugs coming right back, though, with a kill. And the seesaw continues. Tazalar will look to get the Banana Slugs to 20. Those 5-point intervals. So crucial in volleyball to break up the game a little bit. Who will be the first to 20? Passian continues to just go for everything with one arm. How is she doing it? I am not sure. That time, though, 2 hands, not enough for the libero as Livesey gets the kill.
That was a good one-hand dig. But second time around, you know, at first you don't succeed, try again.
Ace for Kyle. And
Wow.
look at that, the first to 20, Susquehanna.
Try to see on the replay. Very, very close.
That could have been a double. Some oohing and awing, and then maybe caught looking were the Riverhawks as Calagonis couldn't get it to her teammates, and Coach Tom nearly on the court himself talking to his team. It could have very well been a double for the Banana Slugs, and as you heard the Riverhawks complaining, they then gave up a point, so it's 20 all again. Kyle Calagonis, and it'll just have to be a free ball for the Banana Slugs. What do? Bopan to the middle. Gilbert with the tip and the kill.
Yeah, we saw Emily Kyle try to get the pancake under the ball, but couldn't quite reach it.
So mark that sequence down as Coach Kuiipo Tom calls a timeout for Susquehanna. The Riverhawks led by 1, 20-19, and it looked like they could go on top by 2. The officials did not call a double on Santa Cruz, and then the Riverhawks were caught napping a little bit, allowed the game to be tied up, and now trail by 1 ahead of this timeout. So lots to talk about, lots to think about. We'll take a break and be right back after the timeout. The Banana Slugs had 3 in double-digit kills last night against Trinity, and they already have 2 today. Kelly Ann Green and Samantha Taylor with 10 kills apiece. For Susquehanna, Emily Kowalski, the only one at 10. But right now, more than any individual stat, is the all-important third set. Who will get this pivot point? Out of the timeout, Roach out to Rorals, but not much on it. Easy dig for Tazalar, and here comes Taylor. Nice touch off the block for the Riverhawks. Livesey finishes it for Susquehanna, 21-all.
Oh, man, a great kill there. And if you're the Banana Slugs, you know that eventually Schaefer's going to come back up, and you want to finish the set before she does.
Calagonis forces a tight pass. Taylor, again, off the block, so the Riverhawks get an opportunity. Rorals, awkward angle, and in the net are the Banana Slugs. The official saw it, and he has a smile on his face looking at the Banana Slugs. And the Riverhawks up 22-21. Arendt with a big swing, but dug by Roach. Rorals again, right to Passian. Gilbert tries the tip. This time the Riverhawks were ready, but too many touches on the side and into the net also were the Riverhawks. And so 22-22, and in comes number 22 for the Banana Slugs, Drew Bryant. Again, the first year from Alameda, along with Lauren Bliss, the setter from Rancho Cucamonga. Kyle with the pass. Roach behind her to Livesey. A little too much on that one for Livesey. And a timeout again for Coach Tom. As you can tell that these moments are the most important of the match. Whoever can get these final 3 points or more, if we need to go beyond 25, could very well end up taking this match.
Yeah, it's the all too important third set. I mean, if you don't win this one, it is rough to make a comeback and end up taking it from the victor of this set.
The offenses are running on full cylinders here for both teams. In set number 3, Susquehanna hitting 286. Meanwhile, the Banana Slugs hitting 361. So you see the overall hitting percentage is well above where they've been for both teams. For UC Santa Cruz, it's an offense that is in the top 35 of several offensive categories. They came in 25th with almost 13 kills per set. They're 33rd with a 225 hitting percentage on the year. And so they are a very high-powered offense. The Riverhawks not quite as potent throughout the year, but still 66th in total kills in Division III, and a hitting percentage that ranks 67th. And so 2 strong offenses here going back and forth. Who will get the third set? Roach to Rorals. Bliss is there. Passian ends up setting Taylor. Taylor punches it. Roach has to save it. And a point for Susquehanna. In the net again are the Banana Slugs.
We've had a lot of in-the-net penalties recently. You got to fix those up. Too many, and that'll cost you.
And here is Schaefer. You talked about her. Able to save it there is Schaefer, and Rorals sent right back to her. So again, for the second consecutive time, the Banana Slugs able to keep Schaefer to just 1 serve. Very, very important, as they are now 1 point away from taking the lead in the match. Samantha Taylor back to serve. Calagonis, Roach, and a free ball now. Bliss, Gilbert, not what she wanted. Roach now. Rorals, scramble for the Riverhawks. Rorals again. Passian right there. Can they chase it down? Yes, they can. Calagonis sends it over, but a free ball. Bliss. Tazalar gets point 25. And Santa Cruz takes a 2-1 lead in the match. Great hustle from both sides on those final couple of points. And ultimately, it was Tazalar who gets the final say and gives the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs the lead.
It was a great, great rally, especially to end the set right there. And now the Banana Slugs, great advantage going into the fourth set.
What a match of volleyball we have had here in San Antonio. The Susquehanna Riverhawks and the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. Some very unique mascots here on tap, and they have given us a great match. We have more on the way after this break on Tiger Network. We are ready for set 4 here in Calgard Gym, and for Susquehanna, not only will they have to bounce back from that set, but they'll have to bounce back no matter how this match goes for some more volleyball today, Reed.
Yeah, later today, here on the Tiger Network, the Trinity Tigers, the host school for this invitational, will play the Susquehanna Riverhawks. Brian, you'll cover that one with Jade.
That's right. I will be here with Jade Schoenberger. But been a joy to have you on the broadcast. Hope you're enjoying your first time on Tiger Network. What do you think so far?
It's been awesome. And we've gotten a great game, too, so I can't ask for anything else.
You know, it's kind of a full circle moment. When I was a sophomore, I joined a random volleyball broadcast just for fun to try things out, and Jade welcomed me on, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was just there for, I guess, emotional support because I didn't really talk much. I actually went back to see that match, and I was like, was I sure that I was there? Because I didn't really say much, and so for you to jump on as a sophomore for your first broadcast and have it be volleyball, and now with me being a senior, I'm very glad I could return the favor that Jade paid to me. So happy to have you on.
Yeah, it's been great to talk with you, broadcast this game with you. And hopefully, for the people watching Tiger Network, it won't be the last time they hear me.
Definitely don't think that will be the case. They will hear you for many years to come if you enjoy it, and I think you are.
Yeah. And then, of course, next week here at Trinity University, they host a SCAC little conference games with Colorado College, Dallas, and Schreiner, I believe.
It'll be the first time we call conference matches. It's wild to think that with so many home matches here at Calgard Gym, we've gotten to call Juniata and Eau Claire and Barrie, now Santa Cruz and Susquehanna, but we have not called those ever familiar names in the conference, the likes, like you said, of the Southwesterns of the world, the TLUs, and we'll finally get to have Colorado here, the battle of the Tigers, see who has the bigger roar. Tigers of Trinity had the bigger roar earlier when they faced off in Kerrville. But so much still ahead for this season on Tiger Network. But it is strange and kind of sad to think that there's only 5 home games left for the Trinity Tigers here at CalGuard Gym, unless, of course, they host a regional, which we certainly hope they do, but we will never know. But for the meantime, back to this neutral match we are between UC Santa Cruz and Susquehanna. And set 4 starts with an ace for Sinead Bopan to put the Banana Slugs on top. Bopan this time into the net. 1-all for the Riverhawks now, who get the serve. Kira Roach, who is having herself quite the match. 20 assists already, 9 digs. So one more dig will give her her 10th double-double of the season. Tried to get it there, but not quite. So the Banana Slugs take the lead. But Kira Roach, double-doubles, that's no big deal because she had a triple-double earlier this year. And this isn't basketball. Triple-doubles are extremely rare in volleyball. And there goes Roach again with the set. But for a setter to get a triple-double, she has to be able to do it all. And Sydney Arendt gets the kill from the right side for UCSC. But do it all she did. Kira Roach having 10 kills, 44 assists, and 16 digs on September 7th against Franklin and Marshall. And we talked about it earlier, how rare it is to see a setter in the front row. But Kira Roach, there she is, getting the point for her squad. Really just everywhere you look.
It just shows how talented of a player she is to get that triple-double. And like you said, I'm not talking about basketball. It's very, very hard to get a triple-double.
And in basketball, it's hard too, don't get us wrong, but in volleyball, it's just nearly impossible. So impressive numbers for sure from Roach. But so far in this 4th set, it has been Santa Cruz doubling up Susquehanna, a kill on that last play for UC Santa Cruz, and they are up 4-2 with Passien back to serve. Passien makes Kyle go down and get it. Opposite side of the court now, Rorals. Saved and sent to Taylor, and Taylor does the rest, as she normally does. Samantha Taylor with her 11th kill of the match.
Riverhawks had no one at that spot. Well, the ball seems to find where nobody is.
Passien really picking on Kyle here. Rorals sent right back to her by Arendt and Gilbert. And Santa Cruz up 6-2, looking to really put the pedal to the metal here and run away with a perfect weekend in San Antonio. Still a ways to go, but you can kind of feel the energy drain from the Susquehanna side. Too much on it. Point for Santa Cruz. And a timeout from Coach Tom as he senses the same thing we do. A 7-2 lead for Santa Cruz over Susquehanna in this 4th set.
Yeah, kind of an expected timeout. The momentum's shifting to the Banana Slugs. You got to cut it off somewhere. And Coach Tom, very smart coach. He's been in the game for a long time. And he knows that you need a momentum killer. So hopefully when they come back out of this timeout, they can get a point on the board.
And for Santa Cruz, a team that didn't make the tournament last year, they were oh so close. They last made the tournament in 2015. And with the win yesterday, not only did it come against the number 2 team in the country, but as we were talking about after the match yesterday around here at CalGuard Gym, it is those in-region wins that really mean a lot. And when you look around the West region, you could kind of easily say, okay, Claremont's number 1, Trinity's number 2, but that number 3 spot, very much up for grabs. The ASC and the NWC up in the Pacific Northwest, not as strong as they typically are. And so you look at a team like Santa Cruz, they very well could be that number 3 team in the region, which would set them up very well for an NCAA at-large bid.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things in D3 football, that D3 sports that make it different from D1 sports are these regional games.
Roach to Rorals. Lots of spin on that one. Back row attack from Tazalar. Gord to Passion with the dig, and here comes Arendt, and Arendt down the line for the kill. And Kyle, frustrated after that one, kind of straddling the line, practicing what she should have done. You can see if the replay kept a little bit longer there, Kyle went right back to the line. Upset that she couldn't stop that one, but Arendt gets the kill. Rorals again will get the shot, but that opposite side not working in this set, and again rejected by Gilbert and Arendt, and then Gilbert gets the point. And it is 9-2 Banana Slugs. It is all Santa Cruz in this fourth set.
And for the Banana Slugs, it's not just volleyball. Their men's soccer team is going to be playing Pomona Pitzer today, about 4 o'clock.
The beauty of the fall, never a dull moment on the sports calendar.
Absolutely. And the women's soccer team will be playing Lincoln University, California.
Big time kill there by Livesey for the Riverhawks. Nice job meeting the swing and sending it right back down, but the Riverhawks unable to gain a head of steam as the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs, the first to 10.
And for the Banana Slugs, it's been a good start for conference play for them. They're undefeated in conference so far, tied for first.
Roach goes to Livesey, and Livesey with a little bit of her own medicine now after the block that she just had. She is met at the net for a Banana Slugs point. For UCSC, they will be heading to Orange, California after this tournament to face Chapman. Ball hangs at the top of the net. Has to be pushed back to Susquehanna. Kyle to Livesey. Bliss pushes it to Taylor. Taylor not as much power on that last one, so Roach gets it to Dylan. Another long rally. Bryant with a left-handed swing there from the right side. Taylor dug by Kyle. Roach pushes it to Rorals, and a free ball coming for the Banana Slugs. Bliss to the middle. Gilbert couldn't get a whole lot on it either. So here we go again. Rorals pushes it down the line and finally able to get a point for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, a sigh of relief there for the Riverhawks. The hole's been getting deeper and deeper and deeper. You need to start crawling your way back out.
And a great misdirection there by Rorals, a mid-air adjustment. Saw that spot open on the court.
Schaefer here to serve.
And if anybody can get them back in it, it is Schaefer behind the service line. But Schaefer sent into another dimension by Taylor. And a point for the Banana Slugs. And Schaefer took all of that one.
Yeah, and once again, Banana Slugs cutting Schaefer off at just one serve.
Tight pass. Gilbert trying to slam it home. Bryant with her lefty swing, unable to get it over the net. 12-5 UCSC in this fourth set.
In this point gap, we've seen the Banana Slugs make a comeback from this gap. And now they kind of put the ball in the Riverhawks court to see if they can do the same.
But definitely not what they want to see there. A service error from Jessica Sack, just the fifth error behind the service line for Susquehanna. And at this point, no free points will do them any good. We'll see if they can battle back from down 8 and make it down 9 as Dylan. Too much power on that slide attempt. It was a good idea, but the Banana Slugs read it. And Gilbert trying to make it a double-digit lead for UC Santa Cruz. Not yet, though. Back down to 8 with the long ball.
Good eyes for Susquehanna.
Tazalar fools everyone with the off speed, and the lead back up to 9. In comes Bopan and Arendt. Bopan, one of the senior leaders on this team, back in 2019 was named the Conference Freshman of the Year back when UC Santa Cruz was actually in the ACAA before joining the Coast to Coast. Battle at the net won by Kellyanne Green, who pushes it over and does get the Banana Slugs to up 10. And UC Santa Cruz looks to be running away with this one. We started last night's match read with a Gwen Stefani reference saying it's BANANAS. But now there's another reference I think we can make, because I think the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs are going to make a sweet escape out of San Antonio with a perfect weekend. It'll take a major rally for the Riverhawks to come all the way back down. They cut it to 9 on that last point, but we're starting to see some new names in there for Coach Tom. The server there, Megan Curry, the first year from Toms River, New Jersey, getting the opportunity. Nice dig by Livesey. There goes the new player, setting it up for her teammates. Passian, the libero, with the set. Great hands there. And eventually a point for Kowalski, so down to 8. Not going away.
3 blocks in a row for Susquehanna, who, if they lose this game, will be 0-2 down here in San Antonio, losing to Nebraska Wesleyan yesterday.
And Megan Curry did play in Susquehanna's match right before this weekend against Vassar, but she didn't play a whole lot, just had 2 assists in 1 set. But the first year getting an opportunity, especially with the absence of Rosina Esposito at her brother's wedding. And we also have not seen Maddie Kempsky, who was not on the roster, traveling with the Riverhawks. Out there on the difficult angle for Livesey. And it is a 10-point ball game yet again, 18-8 for Santa Cruz. And a timeout on the way for Coach Tom. We'll take it with them and be back after this to wrap things up. At least it looks like to wrap things up. We never know, but Santa Cruz looking good. Welcome back to San Antonio, where the Banana Slugs are 7 points away from wrapping up a perfect weekend in the Alamo City. And it is Peyton Tazalar with the serve. Not a lot to work with for the Riverhawks, and it ends up being out on the swing from Kowalski. So for Santa Cruz, trying to think about what would be next. You come in to a gym in which the home team had not lost in 4 years. You take them down. You then are just a few points away from defeating a team that made it to the round of 16 a year ago. And you also beat a pretty talented Nebraska Wesleyan squad. This is looking like a tournament team, Reed.
I think so too, and barring some unbelievable downfall, I think we'll be seeing them come tournament time.
They have a matchup with Chapman coming up. Then they face Laverne, another familiar name for Tiger fans this year. They'll have a home match, shocker, against Cabrillo, which is where Coach Houston used to coach. But then what it all boils down to, even with the Trinity match, even with this win, that coast-to-coast conference tournament, because you don't want to rely on the NCAA giving you an at-large bid. And so November 4th and November 5th, put it on your calendar, Banana Slugs fans, Fredericksburg, Virginia. If you've ever wondered, what is the Commonwealth of Virginia like, that might be a time to explore and travel to see them, because if the Banana Slugs are going to make the NCAA tournament, that would be their best shot if they can win the conference title. Great hustle ends up in a kill for the Banana Slugs there, and 22-8 now the score, with Tazzler still back to serve. A 5-0 run, now a 6-0 run for UC Santa Cruz, and it has just been an incredible weekend for Santa Cruz.
Indeed. And like you're saying, you do not want to rely on that automatic for the at-large bid, because even though you may say, oh, they beat the number 2 team, it's an impressive resume. There's a lot of impressive resumes out there in the D3 volleyball world. So, and with the NCAA always being a little wacky with their selection process, you never ever want to rely on them.
But if they play like they have this weekend, they should not have any trouble. Kelly Ann Green out of the middle with her 15th kill, leading all scorers on the day. Reed, she is hitting over 550 today. Just an insane performance for Kelly Ann Green, the sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri. The only non-Californian on this team, showing it is well worth venturing out of the state to get someone like her. A free ball coming for the Banana Slugs. Bopan to the middle. Oliver Gordon, the first year from Salinas, California. First we've seen of her. Bopan now goes to Taylor, and Taylor gets it off the top of the tape and down. 1 point left for the Banana Slugs.
Yeah, match point, and I don't think this is how the Riverhawks expected this set to go. It's been close for the first 3 sets, but now for this one, Santa Cruz has just kind of run away with it.
What's the call? Point Riverhawks alive for the moment. A delay around the gym.
Yeah, the Riverhawks reach double digits.
Bopan has to chase it down. Free opportunity for the Riverhawks. Dillon pushes it. Passien, Arendt, kept alive for the Riverhawks. Here comes Rorals, and Rorals puts it down. And great to see the Riverhawks still fighting, because this final set, not indicative of what this match has been. It was a really tight first 3 sets, especially the second and third sets. Riverhawks could have easily taken that third set if a couple of plays just go their way. And so even though this 24-12 score might say, oh, this was a blowout, it certainly was not the case.
Yeah. A little bit of a service ace at the end here for Caligonis.
This time, though, Caligonis in the net, and an anticlimactic end to this one, but not an anticlimactic weekend at all for the Banana Slugs. The University of California, Santa Cruz Banana Slugs coming into San Antonio and escaping with a 3-0 weekend. They beat Nebraska Wesleyan. They beat the number 2 Trinity Tigers, snapping the longest winning streak in the nation at home. And then they take care of another tournament team in Susquehanna. Coach Gabrielle Houston and her Banana Slugs are going to make quite the happy flight back to Northern California.
Yeah, they're one of the great stories in D3 volleyball. And at some point, you got to almost feel like, man, maybe it's destiny that we're going to make this tournament.
You know, that Banana Slug nickname draws a lot of attention, draws a lot of complaints or praise, depending on how you feel about it, but you see the Banana Slugs right there on your screen still. We see some lassoing. I can hear the yeehaws. They are happy to be in Texas. They wrote a story yesterday on their website saying Texas 2-step, but it's a Texas 3-step with 3 victories for them. And they, I can imagine, are going to be quite happy to leave the Lone Star State the way they have. They're still on the court setting up for a team picture, and it is all smiles for the Banana Slugs. And the banana slugs, they're bright yellow. They don't have a spine, they don't have a shell, but they showed a lot of spine this weekend with how they came in here and took these 3 teams to task. And so will be exciting to see them throughout the year, and we expect to see them deep into November. Reed, any final thoughts as you conclude your first broadcast here on Tiger Network?
Well, the Banana Slugs, all I can wish to them is good luck throughout the rest of their season. And for the Riverhawks, get ready, because next it's their turn to play the number 2 team in the nation.
It's not an easy task to follow up a tough loss in just a couple of hours, turn around and face the Trinity Tigers, but we'll see what Coach Tom and his squad are able to do. Don't go anywhere on Tiger Network because we'll be back at 1 p.m. You won't want to miss it, so stay tuned. For everyone involved, for Reed Rosales, I'm Brian Yanselson. See you at 3 p.m. for Trinity and Susquehanna.